Hello and welcome to 5 ways to use shamanic practice to support your money flow. I'm Katie Jo, and I want to share with you why spiritual leaders are so important right now and ways you can use shamanic practice to support your money flow. Whether you have a healing arts business, want one, or are interested in weaving spirituality into your current business, I put this training together to give you a few tips to get you going deeper. This video is for you if you're ready to move from spirituality being a secondary part of your life into it being your way of life. This video is for you if you're interested in earning income as a healer, or if you know you have a few blocks and want to get your money flowing. Shamans and spiritual leaders are actually needed more than ever right now. This is especially true in the US, where the average spiritual coach's salary ranges anywhere from $62,000 to $100,000 and upwards, like way upwards a year. Some of these coaches work as little as 4 hours a week. Plus, the industry is growing on an average of 6% a year. Imagine doing what you love and what you came here to do. Why this huge growth? Because people are awakening on a massive scale right now. Why is this happening? Well, as our awareness increases daily, humans just naturally take in more information than ever before. This creates a shift in our priorities. And in that process, people are longing to bring the spiritual back into their daily lives. Yes, part of awakening is realizing that we have all of these higher capacities and superhuman abilities. It's also remembering our desires for compassion, community, and creativity. The idea of not living our higher purpose and contributing to the great community is just intolerable now. And so as we're awakening to this, people need guides to help them make that shift within their own lives. Whether your deepest desire is to be an actively working shaman with a steady stream of clients and a rocking business, or you're simply looking for ways to improve your business, I want to share with you 5 ways you can use shamanic practice to support your money flow. Step 1, and probably the most foundational step, is to be centered in self. Often we create things we think people want, or we create things to impress them. Or we might even make ourselves available all the time. We think if we're available all the time and for anyone, there's a bigger chance of getting clients, or that some of that work might come back to us. We end up spreading ourselves out too thin, and then when you actually do get a dream client, you're tired and worn out and not at your best. You aren't being selfish if you put boundaries around your own needs. You are being centered in self. When we're centered in self, we deliver higher quality, aligned material that's authentic, and then we don't have to work as hard to prove ourselves. Step 2, call in what you want. Call in what you want. I really mean it. Actively and intentionally sit down and imagine and connect to dream clients you came here to help. Say out loud how many clients you will sign up this week. Write it down every day. Thinking about it doesn't move energy. Writing and speaking does. Step 3, do your work. Observe your patterns. Retrieve your inner child. Rework old stories. Clear your blocks and get support doing it. We need help to do this work. Many people try to put their inner work last, like when I finally get this done, then I can finally turn inwards. Or when I finally reach this income goal, then I'll have the money to spend on this. But I promise you that's backwards. I mean, yes, you do have to have your basic needs met. If you don't have a place to live and you can't feed yourself, then doing this higher level work is probably not your best next step at this point. But if you have your needs met, then it's time to really get in there and locate your patterns and your old stories, move them, and call in what you want for yourself. This has a ripple effect on your well-being, your relationships, and your money. Step 4 is to honor your wins. The way we communicate with the universe is the way that it communicates back to us. It matches what we think and what we feel with similar experiences. Honor the connections you made. Honor what you accomplished. Honor the sun and the moon. Honor the trees and the rivers. Honor your meals. Honor your enemies. Honor your money flow. And I want to pause here and really emphasize this step. Be mindful and take the steps to shift you from focusing on what you don't want to focusing on what you do want, and then celebrating anything that's at all close to what you actually want. Celebrate the dime you found. Yay, money! When we show the world that we honor and cherish our experiences, it sends us more experiences worth honoring and cherishing. I actually remember catching myself one day watching my bank account, and it was a day I had a pretty large chunk of money coming through. And on the same day, I also had a bunch of bills going out. And instead of celebrating this huge chunk of money that I just earned, I was really focused on how much I'd lost in the process of trying to get that money. It revealed to me an even bigger problem with my money and my business, that I was focused more on what things were going to cost me rather than what I would gain. I realized my mentality was like, oh, great, I found this dime, but I actually wanted $100. This dime means nothing. So what happens? So the universe takes notes of that and gives me what I'm focused on, which is feeling like I don't get enough. So now I honor everything as a blessing. And when you know it, the universe sends me more experiences that feel like real blessings. And of course, step 5 is to let everything become sacred. Often we try to keep our spiritual things separate from ordinary reality. There's this feeling that's like we don't want to let things like money mix with spirituality, because if we did, spirituality would somehow become tainted. In reality, keeping them separate is part of the problem. Sacred life doesn't have to be just when you go on retreat or when you meditate or in your little healing room. Sacred life can also be transferring money into your bank account when you cook dinner, when you take a call. Make changes so little acts become expressions of beauty. Our modern culture is fast, it's technological, and sometimes it's detached from the natural world. A lot of times it's detached from the natural world. But the solution isn't to make it wrong or avoid it, but to weave spirituality in and through everything. And deep in our hearts, that's what we are longing for, to weave spirituality back into our lives and combine sacred ways of being with modern life. So if you're feeling the call to step into your higher purpose, if you want to help the healing of the world, it begins with investing in you and your own healing. When you learn the territory, develop deep self-trust and bring spirituality into all parts of your life, you then have the skills to help others do the same. So many people are truly ready for this, and they just need a guide and a place to start. If you're ready to be a confident healer who guides others and makes a living helping the people that you came here to serve, I invite you to Shaman School. Thanks for joining me again, and talk to you soon. Bye for now.